all that stuff. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell an enemy, tell your dog, tell your cat, tell your damn turtle. that was sus right there.
Oh, sorry. Woof, woof. What song is it?
Come on, we doing edges, dog.
What does a turtle make?
We ain't doing like kickers. Like that's the sound a kicker will make. Like we doing edges. These are dogs. Like
they're big cats.
Big cats.
Come on, I don't know. Sorry, audio listeners. I apologize for all those sounds.
Hey. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max&JuanCast Scouting Edition, bro. 2022 draft with my boy Max, the one and only.
Thank you, sir. The one and only one is also here. What's going on?
Juan and only.
Okay, classic. I like you. What's up?
What is up? Edges are up. We're gonna be doing edges today, bro. I'm feeling good. Premium position. Just got done doing cornerbacks. I love this shit, bro.
We don't know what order these are coming in.
I know. We probably fucked all that up. But I'm excited, bro. Welcome to the channel. If you guys are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below. If you guys are already subscribed, the Dealio, unsubscribe, resubscribe, all that stuff. Tell a friend, tell a family member, tell an enemy, tell your dog, tell your cat, tell your damn turtle. That was sus right there.
Oh, sorry. Woof, woof. What song is it?
Come on, we doing edges, dog.
What does a turtle make?
We ain't doing like kickers. Like that's the sound a kicker will make. Like we doing edges. These are dogs. Like
they're big cats.
Big cats.
Come on, I don't know. Sorry, audio listeners. I apologize for all those sounds.
Hey, welcome to the audio listeners. Thanks for the reminder. Apple Podcast, Spotify. Go ahead and hit that 5-star rating for us. It helps us out tremendously. Instagram, Twitter, Max_JuanCast for all your draft needs, all your scouting, all your podcast, sports, NBA, NFL stuff. Come here to the Max&JuanCast. We got you covered.
Can I add something to that?
Yes.
Let us know what they think of the new angle we're working with. I'm kind of curious.
New angle?
New angle, new us. Damn you. That was my slogan.
Yeah, man, we fucking with the new angle. We might switch it up. Maybe when we do offense, maybe we'll get some feedback, but we'll see. I'm excited today, bro. Edges. What do you look for in an edge, Max, when you're watching film?
I want to see that Von Miller-ish bend. I know that bend right there is like 1 in a million, but you want to see bend. You want to see strength. You want to see explosiveness. Like your edge doesn't have to be the fastest guy on your team, but you want him to be like, damn, like that Montez Sweat is like kind of like everything you want an edge. Long, lengthy, strong, kind of looks like a Greek god. It's like, wow, how the hell are you built like that? It's kind of like a 1 in a million type body. No. So that's what I look for in edges.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff to look for,
but there's different edges.
Yeah, there's one trick ponies. They come in all shapes and sizes. These edges, you got big ones, you got tweeners, you got twitchy guys, you got the nimble, fast guys who are just all skinny and all gas.
There's Harold Landry's, and then there's edges who are bigger, more hulking edges, like a Brandon Graham who's just a little stocky.
And
edge.
Look, there's different kinds of edges in a sense where 3-4, 4-3, what kind of technique can they play? So if you guys are not so enamored with the whole language that we speak when we're talking about zero tech, 3 tech, I know it's confusing, but just to put it in the basic terms, zero tech, the smaller the number, the bigger the guy.
Yeah.
So think of fat guys when we say zero tech.
I was gonna be
I would be a zero tech.
I'd be a classic.
You'll
maybe
be a
3 tech. Maybe edge if in the right scheme.
3 tech.
Joey, he like a water boy edge. No, I'm just kidding. I like Joey a space eater, dog.
Yeah, like
zero tech.
Brett, our boy from Too Tall. He a 9. He like Y9. He that
Jason
5
Babin,
tech,
bro.
Yeah, he that 5. He that 5 tech. So look,
what about Project Driven? Where's he at? Tony.
Who?
Tony.
Tony?
Tony Drill, yeah.
Oh, Tony, he a 3-tech.
Yeah.
Maybe 2.
Kind of a tweener.
He a 1 gap. He a 1 gap guy. But look, I know there's gonna be a lot of terms in here that you guys don't understand. We'll try to do our best, but maybe you'll learn something down the road when we're talking about these guys. Let's get into it. I'm gonna say my list. We both got different lists. Top 5 guys. We watch numerous guys, but out of all the guys that we watch, these are our top 5. Number 1, Kayvon Thibs. Number 2, Aidan Hutchinson. Number 3, Travon Walker. Number 4, Cameron Thomas. And 5, Jermaine Johnson.
Okay. I like your list. I'll go. We have the same one. Kayvon Thibs. I got Travon Walker 2, Aidan Hutchinson at 3, with Jermaine Jackson 4. Rounding it out is David and Ojabo. Now that we've given the list, let's hit the superlatives, then we'll get into it.
Let's get it.
So who would you say right now is the most pro-ready guy to come out of this draft?
Aidan Hutchinson.
100% agree with you.
Yes. He's the most for sure thing. Probably in the draft, honestly.
Blue chipper?
No, not a blue chipper, but he's the safest pick. Blue chipper to me is a guy where the ceiling is just ridiculous. Like, he can be an all-time great. Aidan Hutchinson can be an all-time great.
Wow. I would think that would just kind of everyone else's thinking will be different there. Yeah. So, okay. So who's the best pass rusher out of the bunch?
I got Cameron Thomas.
Really?
Yes.
I put Kayvon Thibs.
Okay.
He's a little bit more raw than Cameron Thomas, I would say. But, okay, best run stop.
Kayvon.
You said run stoppers, Kayvon?
Kayvon.
I went Travon Walker.
Okay.
And then best power.
I got power, and then I put speed too. I know I didn't tell you this, but I just wanted to write it in my notes. Best power, Kayvon. Speed, Nick Bonito. He's not on my list, but he's definitely the fastest guy. We'll get to him later.
I went with best power, Travon. Best speed, and I put it kind of more, not like a straight line speed. I went Kayvon Thibs just with his first step and quickness. So gotcha. I wrapped that up. And then bendability, I go with Kayvon Thibs too. He's like the best guy in this group who I was like, damn, if he's going to bend, he's going to get low. So think about it like this. People who don't really watch football and looking to us for content. So you've seen a guy who rushes off the edge, right? He's going at like a semicircle. Well, he gets his like ass to the ground and he's still going at full speed. It's like, wow, how the hell are you still moving? So he basically makes himself small so the tackle can't block him. That's what I went with. What about you? You went Kayvon too?
Yes, Kayvon.
And then the highest ceiling,
Kayvon.
Who would be second? Because I have the same one. I put David and Ojabo for highest.
That's tough. I'm thinking about it right now. I'll probably go Travon Walker.
You like him like that?
I like him.
Okay, so we have the same top guy. Do we just start with the top and then?
Yes, we gotta start with the top guy. Kayvon Thibs out of Oregon. Max, say a couple of the
things I like about Kayvon Thibs.
How about we just start with his size? 6'4", 254 pounds.
4'5", 840.
Yeah, this guy's a fucking freak.
You look at him, he looks like what an edge rusher is supposed to look like. Maybe on the skinny side. Maybe you wish he was maybe 10 pounds heavier. But it's all about that quickness. He's a guy who I would say his game is predicated on freaky athleticism. It's not always like I'm the strongest dude. He has the strong in the bag, but it's not a classic Khalil Mack like you can't move me. It's like I'm going, so now my speed converts to power. So when I saw some of that one with him where he puts the one arm out, it kind of tosses the guy away. And you know what I found interesting about him too? They put him at 3 technique. They put him on the inside, which reminded me of how Brandon Graham was used on the Eagles. And you know what one? He whooped the guard's ass a lot of the time.
Yeah.
And this isn't an Oregon defense. It's not Georgia. They don't have 8 defensive linemen who are going to play the next level. No. It's really just him.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about it. And you saw him, he looked natural in coverage. He's not going to be the guy you drop out of coverage, but it just shows the athlete he is. He doesn't really lose that much in the sense of he doesn't get bucked off the ball 20 yards. Yeah. But there's some times where this is a con for me. He's got the clowny. I think he knew going into the year, I'm the first pick in the draft. I can take a play off. Yeah. And I don't really credit that to who he is as a person because we hear the weird reports. Yeah. He's a weird duck. No pun intended to Oregon.
That's my only con. The judging off the field. Because on the field,
he's outspoken, and I don't think NFL teams are like outspoken people.
I don't know the full gist of it. You know, I didn't do that much digging into it. I just knew that there were some quote unquote character issues. But like I say in all these videos, I'm a broken record, not judging the guy off the field, judging the guy on the field. And on the field, he's a special breed. He has that rare combination of size, speed, and strength. And that is rare to come by. And a guy is his size.
I didn't mention this. He's kind of got wiggle to him, and what I mean by sometimes he over stutters his feet, but he goes up to the guy. I'm sorry, Auto. So like imagine he's running, he has a little bob of the head and just jets inside, and the guy's like, oh shit, I can't block him. That's rare. You don't find that with a lot of guys. And that kind of goes back into he's small. He's not small, excuse me. He's just skinny. He looks skinny. He could add what,
narrow.
10 pounds? Narrow. Yeah, he's a great freaking player, man. I don't think it's close between him and Travon Walker or Aidan Hutchinson. And I would say as of right now, of the day we're recording this, Aidan Hutchinson's the consensus guy at the top. But like Juan said, he's the safest bet. And I agree with that. But Kayvon Thibodeau, you get him with an NFL coach who just lights that fire under his ass. Yeah. We'll see where he goes. And I think he's going to have a high ceiling.
He's my only blue chip of the draft this far.
So defensive blue chipper.
Defense. The only position group I'm not really fond of yet, I haven't watched filmed on, is the tackles. I know Evan Neal is pretty good, you know, guys like that, but I haven't done my analysis on it as far as defense. And a couple of I've watched some of the quarterbacks and the receivers. I don't see any blue chippers on that side yet.
Is he better than Jalen Phillips coming out last year?
Yes.
Is he better than Kwity Paye?
Yes.
I don't think they're in the same class as he is coming out.
No fucking way. Every edge last year, he's better. Every single edge.
I don't think last year it was Kwity Paye was the he's like a Michigan dude that was like the con, and then Jalen Phillips had like the worst medicals we ever heard of. And then both those guys ended up being good. Yeah. But there's no big concern for him other than where's his head at. And again, if we had him in the room for a podcast, which he's more than offered to hop on whenever he wants to,
right?
Just saying, I would like to find out what he's about because I think he's a dude who just likes football and he just I think with these kids now, and I think it's kind of cool we can call them kids because we're older than all of them. Not that we're old, but I think he kind of is aware of who he is. He's like, I know I'm a dog. Like I know I can like make myself a brand. He understands that. It's kind of like LeBron when he entered the league. I understand I'm bigger than basketball. And I think he kind of thinks like that. NFL teams aren't used to that thinking.
Yeah. Let's get into player comparison. I'll bat Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack.
Does that hurt to say?
It does not. He's a great player, dude. And I know it hurts kind of because Mack is not, he's a Charger now. But
I went with Leonard Floyd.
Really? I think
I saw a lot of the body of
maybe
Leonard
the final
Floyd.
product of Leonard Floyd. Because Leonard Floyd coming out, he had no power.
No, he did not have the power. I just saw when I saw the body and I saw the speed, it reminded me of Leonard Floyd, but he's a more powerful dude than Leonard Floyd.
To me, it was the hand into people's chests.
That reminded you, yeah. Mack. That reminded me, but I don't think he's as brute force, freak of nature, strong Khalil Mack is right now. Mm-hmm. Like, you remember when Khalil Mack like forklift, like he tossed Tristan Wirfs off him
and Eric Fisher.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like after the play when he just like ripped and took him. Yeah. I don't think Kayvon Thibodeau's there yet, but ceiling for me would be someone like a Khalil Mack.
Right.
Correct.
Right. Yeah. Love Kayvon, man. Consensus number one for us. Let's go to number two. Who's your number two?
I have Travon Walker. You have Aidan Hutchinson. So we have a flip flop right here.
Yeah.
So I think with these guys, we should kind of like talk about them, not this like the same, but what made me choose this guy, or what made you drop this guy?
Let's start with Aidan because he's an interesting one, and I know he's a big name. He's been talked about as possibly the number one guy for months now.
Especially with the moves Jacksonville made, it kind of lined up. So, hey, we need an edge. Let's go get a guy. And you hear a lot of this shit about him, and I'm not the type of person who goes like, oh, he's a winner. Well, okay, I don't care. He's a defensive lineman. If he was on the Jags last year, he'd be a loser. So it doesn't matter. But he's a worker. That's for sure. He's got, and it's kind of like a stereotype for linemen. These white guys have motors. And he got a motor on him. That doesn't mean all white guys have motors or all African-American players don't have motors. But him specifically, motor. Yeah. And this is where I would say for him one. He's freakishly athletic. A little bit of freakishly athletic. What I mean that is he's very quick. He's quick, but he's not like, I wouldn't say he's super strong. I don't know why.
I think that's a bad word, freakishly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't like saying it, but like he was 99 percentile on his three cone, which is a lot of people use that to measure. Shut up, Joey. Yeah, but I'm saying a lot of people measure that to like explosiveness.
Right.
For me, if there was a category who's like, who's the number one guy who could play some edge, some inside, it'd be him. He reminds me, and with my player comparison, I'll save it. I'll save it for the end. Let me have you.
6'6", 260, has all the measurables to be a great edge guy. Best pro ready guy, nonstop motor, like you said, has a good first step, but is not. His first step is good, but his stop and go is not elite.
No,
you get what I'm saying there?
With you. He times up this. I think it's what it is he's not necessarily quick, and maybe he is. I don't know how to say it with him, dude. It's just weird because he's really good at timing up the snap. Yeah. But when I see his first step, it's slower than Kayvon Thibodeau's, even though he tested out really good in the drill.
Yeah.
I just don't think he's got like speed. I mean, he ran a 4.7, and I get Nick Bosa ran it, but I wouldn't say Nick Bosa is this freakishly fast guy.
He's the finesse moves that he does. It's savvy in a way. Like he's a technician as far as like ripping guys. Like he's like the comparison I have. It was the only guy I was trying my hardest, my absolute hardest to not put this guy as a comparison, Max Crosby, but he has all of Max Crosby's moves.
I said if you take in the body to account, I know we're kind of doing the player comparison a little earlier. He's poor man's Bosa. Though he's big, he can go inside, and this is what I don't like about him. He doesn't provide bend at edge because he's big. He's really freaking big. And sometimes when he rushes one, I don't know if you saw this. He doesn't make a move. He's just like, I'm just going to bowl you over, but I can't right now. So he just did it. And it's not like he never changed it up. It was just like, I'm just going to lose this play. And I didn't like that about him. And I'm being very picky. Yeah. And then the Georgia game made me dislike him a little more because I was like, these are NFL caliber guys you're playing, dude. No. And you were nowhere.
Yeah. These are my last thoughts about him. This is what I put. Some of the stuff you see from Clowney, the Max, the Vaughns, even like Kayvon in this draft, he's just simply not that guy. And where they're mocking him at number 1, number 2, a guy like him doesn't go there. He's a great piece to put next to a Myles Garrett, a Vaughn in his heyday, a guy that's already elite on the other side, and he's a great compliment.
You don't see him being a Bosa.
He's not an alpha. I don't see him that way.
I'm a little surprised to hear you say that, but I agree with you. Like, to me, some of the sacks he got, like, I know he beats these guys, but it's like you're not beating great dudes. Yeah. And secondly, it was just I didn't see like freakishly crap from him. Maybe it's I'm wrong that I look for freakishly in these edge guys. But to me, like I said, and I know I sound like I'm hating on him, but he's my third guy. He's worth a top 10 pick in my brain. Not it's 5 through 10 or anywhere else. I don't think he's a top.
I agree with that.
I don't think 10. He's a top 3 pick. And it's just because I don't see the freakishly athleticism from him. And I know I said it earlier. He's just like quick. I don't know, man. I just don't. He's really a hard eval for me. Because like I like the hand playing, but it's like, is he gonna get that much better in the NFL? He's already like a weight room guy. Like he works out a lot. He's strong. But would you say he's freakishly strong? I'd say he's pretty strong. That's what I like the Bosa comparison, because it's like as much as we both like Joey Bosa, is it safe to say he's underwhelmed a little bit in his career?
Slightly.
For when he came out, for what he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
No. That's what I'll say about him.
He's an alpha, though, Joey Bosa.
I agree with you.
Yeah. And Aidan Hutchinson, he's probably going to wind up being a good player in the NFL, but at the end of the day, just like I even hate the comparison with Max Crosby. Like, I don't think he's going to be an as productive player as Max Crosby. I just don't.
And I don't want him to do badly. I'm rooting for this guy. I like him. I just don't like him as much as I like Travon Walker, who I have it too.
Let's get into it, man. Why do you love Travon Walker? And just say his measurables real quick. Just for the audience.
6'5", 272 pounds, 4'5", 40, 35.5-inch arms, which is 95th percentile. This guy, he's a bigger edge. He kind of reminded me body type of Cameron Jordan. He's a big edge. He just whoops people's asses. And when you look at Georgia, and this is similar to like everyone who looked at Alabama, it's not always, hey, pin your ears back, go get quarterback. It's like, it's a run. Okay, stand these fuckers up. We have 4 NFL linebackers on the team, and just let them go get the guy. And it's like, so they have him here, and then it's like, oh, the guy's here, he's gone. That's what I liked out of him. And I was like, if you get him in the right place where they're like, you know what, go ahead, go for it. He's going to be even better. Because you're going to see the stats. Oh, he only had 6 stats. Aidan Hutchinson had 14. But he don't pin his ears back every freaking play and worry about it. He's like, this is what my coach said, we got to keep this guy in the pocket. We're going to be really well coached. He's got a really good first step. The measurables, are they better than Kayvon's?
I think that's what intrigues me about him. Is
he's
size.
Not as electric with the first step as Kayvon, but he's a lot, like he's 15 pounds bigger than him.
Dude, he's way bigger.
Yeah,
he's way bigger, and
like you can see the frame. It's like
he probably played at a bigger weight than that,
like 280.
Yes,
285,
and that's what makes him very special and intriguing to me.
And like Aidan Hutchinson, he can go inside. He's strong enough to hold up in there. Look, in Michigan, he whooped their ass. There's times pulling guards come, and he's like, okay. And he just shoulders them in the chest. They get stopped in their tracks.
But all that said, I love what you said, okay? And I can 100% see why you see that.
So what are the cons, Juan?
To me, Georgia had him do one job throughout the season. And it was a credit to how good their defense was. Jordan Davis, all those guys, they ate up shit on one side and forced the cutback every time. And what was Travon Walker's job? Seal the edge. Come back. He was damn good at it. He was fucking elite. He was great. But when it came down to him not doing that in a situation where he had to be something else, it was inconsistent. The film wasn't amazing. But with the measurables that he has, the twitchiness, the rare size and weight, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel.
I will say one of the cons I had was, one, he's not a big bender. I don't think there's really too many guys in my top 5 that are true, like bend around the edge guys. Yeah. The Alabama game in the college championship, I think he lost the game to Evan Neal. Evan Neal whooped his ass. Well, not whooped his ass, but it was always a stalemate. It was like, you can't get by him.
His pass rush moves are not amazing.
No, he's not a hand technician yet. He's like, hey, I've been freakishly athletic my whole life. This has been working for me. It's going to work for me. And then it's like, oh shit, this guy's a freak too. I can't move him. So that's a little red flag. But I think with NFL coaching, you're going to get this guy, you're going to work with his hands and stuff. You'll figure it out. And that's what I like about him. Like, you can't teach this shit he has. And I know we typically fall in love with guys. It's like the measurables. Dude, it was close between him and Aidan Hutchinson. Yeah. It was just me. I liked him a little more. I thought he was stronger. I thought he doesn't lose as bad as Aidan Hutchinson on the plays he lost. That's why I went with him. It's very close.
I can see why. You know, it comes down to this, Max. The reason I'll put it in simple terms. Travon Walker has a higher ceiling than Aidan Hutchinson. I agree. He has special traits. Everything about him is special. Like, you can just see on how NFL teams are going to retool this guy and make him into a fucking beast. Aidan Hutchinson's not really that case.
And I would say in the case of both, sometimes they both play a little high, but they're naturally bigger dudes. Yeah. When you're 6'6", you always have to worry about pad level. Kayvon Thibs, he's like 6'4". He's like, I'm pretty good. I'm a really good dude when it comes to that. I like both. Travon Walker just slightly got the edge for me. Yeah. But I would say this. 1 is his own class. 2 and 3 are their own class for me. And then 4 and 5 are even lower than those guys. I wouldn't put them in the same.
Right. Who's your pro comparison?
Zadarius Smith. Big edge guy. He's a little bigger than Zadarius Smith, though. Maybe Cameron Jordan, too, a little bit.
Maybe not the weight, because I think this guy was a lot lighter. But as far as him coming into the league, Ziggy Ansah.
He's like thick Ziggy.
Yeah,
I agree.
He's a thick boy compared to Ziggy.
Yeah, I agree.
But as far as
just raw
as fuck, you know. But I tell you this much: Travon Walker, the whole reason why I put him at 3, he's kind of a boomer bust guy.
I agree.
Like, depending on what coaching staff gets him,
I can't see Aidan being bad. I can see Aidan being good to maybe an all-pro perennial, but I can see Travon being top 5 or bottom 5.
The teams are way longer on Aidan Hutchinson's list to succeed than Travon Walker.
Correct. I go with that. I like that. That's a very good way to put it.
Yeah. Next guy, Max.
So we can go Jermaine Jackson, who you had at your list of 5. We can go Cameron Thomas, or we can go Ojabo.
Let's go Ojabo because he's kind of the same thing for us.
Look, you can't talk about this guy without mentioning the elephant in the room. He tore his Achilles at his pro day, which is just, it's awful. We've seen it happen to Sidney Jones. It's going to cost them money more than likely. But if you watch this guy in Michigan, it's like you said with Ziggy Ansah. He's raw as shit, but man, he can play. He's really just, when he wins, he wins. And when he doesn't win, it's really bad. And by what I mean by that is if he's rushing the passer, he's going to blow the dude over or blow by him. And then it's like, damn, can this guy even rush? Does he know a rush move? And then he's pretty shaky against the run. So he's 6'4", 250 pounds, ran a 4.55. He's got decent length. But what I loved is he's a pass rusher. He's an athlete. He's got that wiggle we talked about with Thibodeau where I can shake my shoulders and head at you and I can just juke inside of you real quick. He can get skinny. He can bend. He's a better bender than Aidan. He's better than Travon. He's not as good as Tavon, in my opinion, but he's got a really quick first step. That's what I liked about him, man. And it's really a projection with him because he's probably the rawest of all these guys because he's only been playing football like 5 years.
Yeah.
Would he have made your list healthy?
Oh, yeah. He made my list most definitely if he was healthy. He would have been number 3 above a Travon Walker.
Really? You liked him that much?
No, I really like him that much. He's a fucking great player, dude. At times, he seemed like the best player on Michigan. More than Aidan Hutchinson.
It's just consistency.
Yeah. Exactly. 6'4", 250. I don't know if you said that
I
already.
did, but it's all good.
Some of the pros I had for him, great bend, great get off, very explosive, very long arms, and has a very nice spin move. I think that's probably his best move.
I think that's one of his only moves, truthfully.
Some of the cons, he needs to add some strength, some muscle. And
if you watch him against Georgia, you don't see him very much because Georgia was like, we're going to run the ball.
Right.
He's not the type of guy in the run game yet to just be like, okay, I'm immovable. But it's like, no, I'm going to get destroyed off the ball.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't like about him. But he's young. He's only played 20 games in college. If he adds the strength and power to his game, watch out. Right now, I think he's got a little bit of the speed to power because they're so worried about that.
Light in the ass.
He is a little light in the ass. But what I liked about him was what you said, man. He's a really good player. He's going to fall out of the first round because torn Achilles is the worst injury in sports right now. But the team might get a freaking steal with him.
Would you take the risk?
First round.
At what point would you take
anything
the risk?
In the second?
Agree. I would even take a chance on him if I'm like,
maybe the Eagles, if you have 3 first-round picks, but it's too risky. You can't blow a first on a guy.
If I'm the Chiefs, I take the risk at the end. Like I think pick 26, I would take the risk.
Maybe Detroit with pick 32.
I would love that. He fits it.
You get Aidan and him. Keep it together. Keep the Michigan
shit together.
Get the band back together.
I really like Ojabo, man, a lot. And he would have been 3 for me. He would have been.
He's 5 for me. He is 5. Yeah.
Okay.
I still like him with the injury he has, which it sucks. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
It sucks. So now we will finish up your list. We have Cameron Thomas and Jermaine Johnson. I'm going to go with Cameron. I'm going to go with Jermaine, excuse me, because I have Jermaine too. FSU kid, 6'4", 254 pounds, 4'5'8", 34-inch arms. It's the measurables you want to see in a pass rusher. I liked his length. I love his strength. Sometimes when he wins, he whoops ass. And like I said with Ojabo, sometimes when he loses, it's like, it's kind of sketchy. But I think he needs to get just a touch stronger. He's got that Wiggins disease, Andrew Wiggins. You won't see him for 45 minutes some games. And some games you see him all the time. So that's what I liked about him. I'm curious to see because he would have been healthy and Ojabo would have been 4. He would have been 5. So I liked him, but not more than I liked Ojabo. Just the injury knocked him down for me.
Yeah. Sorry, just getting my notes for
No,
Jermaine Johnson, right?
Johnson from FSU. Yeah, I hit the measurable. So what do you think?
Okay. Right off bat, did some research about him. Senior Bowl God. This is why his stock went up. Before the Senior Bowl, he was made out to be, solid players, second round, third round. The Senior Bowls where he
is
really
a fifth
showed
year.
up.
He's like a transfer,
Yeah,
like a graduate transfer too.
like his tape in the Senior Bowl was amazing. I think he might have won the award.
I'm not sure, but you know what? I forgot to mention motor for days sometimes.
Oh,
that fucking motor.
You love his work, dude. Like his nonstop, relentless work. Has some great power to his game. Like everything in the Senior Bowl is why you get excited for this guy, because it's like, okay, he's already putting the pieces together, because that's how good this guy can be. And some of the power that he displays inconsistently on his tape, but in the Senior Bowl, consistent.
Like on the one-on-one, I watched a lot of one-on-one.
Fucking crazy. You know what I mean? He was beating dudes like a drum. It wasn't even fair. So if I'm getting that Jermaine Johnson in the Senior Bowl, I want him first rounder. A lot of these guys
I would go
late
first rounder.
I think there's gonna be 5 to 6 edges that go in the first round this year.
It's a deep class. It's a deep class. I would say this: he's not much of a bender. I think Baltimore Ravens would love this guy because he's not slow, but he's not someone you're like. He's not Von Miller. He doesn't have the lightning quick first step, but he's violent. Like his hands, sometimes he just moves people out the way, which I loved about him. Just the reason I just didn't like really fall in love with him. There was parts of his game I really liked, but one, he's inconsistent with what his power is and just his performance. Two, he's old. He's a redshirt senior, or he's not a redshirt. He's a graduate senior, so he's a fifth-year senior, and he doesn't provide much bend. So overall, late first-round pick for me. I like the guy. I know I talked about him a little negatively, but I liked him. He was 4 for me, 5 with Ojabo healthy. I liked him more than I like Cameron Thomas. I will say that.
I got pro comparison. I know it's kind of weird, but Deion Jordan. As far as college, not in the NFL.
I don't agree with that one.
I know, because it's the strength.
I went Derek Barnett.
DB. Shout out to DB on the table, man. He's smiling.
Thanks for coming back.
You got bobble his head a little bit.
I just thought it was like really good motors. They're strong, but they're not overly explosive. So that's what I went with.
Yeah, I like it, man. So I had him at 5. You had him at
4.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get into my 4th guy.
This is the last one for the list, and then we'll hit the honorable mentions.
Let's do it, man. Cameron Thomas, San Diego State. This dude's a baller. This is one of my other guys that's like one of my favorites.
You always like the 4 or 5 guys for you. Like he's 6'4", he's 265. A little short arms, but it's okay. Short arms never hurt anybody, except for maybe Kenny. Oh, Kenny Pickett has small hands, not short arms. Yeah. But I liked him on. I think he was like he's pro ready in a sense. So
rare. I think he has rare speed at his size. That's the thing. This guy's big, dude. 6'4", 267.
That's a big edge.
It's a big motherfucker. And you can see on some of these clips how big he is. And for him to move at that size, it's fucking scary. It's kind of like Travon Walker in a sense. Like guys that are this freakishly big and can move like this, it's just like mouth-watering to look at for coaches. It's just like, oh my God, imagine what we can do with this guy. He's the most savvy guy probably in the draft as far as like a technician already. He has pass rush moves for days. He has the spin. He has the rip. He has the bull rush, everything. Anything you can think of. He has the most tools in his tool belt to get to the quarterback.
Like I said, pro ready.
Yes.
He can. I think sometimes he's slippery. He gets like really skinny. He'll jump inside on a guy.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't love about him is I don't think he's overly strong. I seen him get moved in the run game, and his run defense for me just left something to be desired. He for me would probably be 6 or 7. But I like the guy. He's good. I think he's a solid second round. You get him second day of the draft. Be happy with him. He'll be in the league for 10 years and just have a little role.
Leads the league
country.
Leads the country in most pressures.
You love pressures
by far.
Max Crosby guy.
I mean, look how many great edges we have though. When do you think Kayvon or Aidan leads that?
Correct. I mean, he's in San Diego State, so the level of competition was not going to be as high. For me, I had a pro comparison: Trey Hendrickson or every other good white edge rusher out there. I want to just throw that in there.
I got Joey Bosa coming out.
Oh my gosh, you're crazy!
I think
that's too much.
You think that's too much?
He's not that big. You think he can play inside?
Yes.
Be a little light.
Look how thick he is.
He's a little light in his ass to play inside. I don't think he's got the strength though.
Tripping. He maybe not have the bend that Joey Bosa had.
I don't think. Yeah, well, he doesn't for sure. But he's smaller too. He's not 6'6". He's not a big dude.
He's 6'4", 267.
I mean, that's big. I'm saying he's not tall though. He's not overly tall like Joey Bosa.
I don't feel like that's gonna.
You're a little higher on him.
We will have to see.
You know who we're both.
We always disagree with edges. I feel like
this year was better than last. Was it better than last year or worse than last year?
No, last year we were all over the place. With as far as
because I had Rousseau.
Yeah,
I was right. Yeah. Oh wait, I was right.
I mean, for now.
Who'd you have?
Rousseau has some fucking time.
Yeah, I mean he's nice. All rookie team, buddy.
It's all good. But yeah, I think this is the one that we disagree the most. Edges, because I think we just value different things.
I mean, this year was better than last for sure. We were a little more in a line. But you know who we didn't have? Who I've seen as high, really high? The guy from Purdue, George Karfalatis. I don't fucking get it. To me, really? I just don't get it. I get some of the price, the pass rush stuff. I get that. To me, his value decreased so much because he was so bad at run defense. Ohio State's we'll just leave you unblocked, bro. You're so slow. You're never going to get to the guys. And I get it's Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave coming off the edge. I get there's fast guys. That's going to be the NFL too. It's going to be fast fucking guys. And the power was good. But here's what I think. One, he doesn't provide much bend. He looked to me to be Solomon Thomas 2.0. Because everyone's like, oh, he's a weight room freak. He kept jumping inside and to try to be disruptive. And it felt like that because he can't anchor against the run. That's what I thought.
I like George. I really.
So was he how high up on the?
He was 6.
He was
6. And the only reason why is because certain people value bend. If you can't bend, they're not gonna like you. But there's a place for these guys. And what pops out to me, he's gonna be a guy who's gonna go round 2, but he should be a first rounder.
I don't agree with that.
He should be a first rounder. And my pro comparison for him, Trey Hendrickson. He's fucking strong as hell. And he has some good tools in his tool belt to be a good passer.
I think he's Solomon Thomas. He's just not.
He's not a tweener.
I think he is a tweener because he can't play edge really. He can't play on the inside. Every time there was a run, he was lined up on the inside. He tried to jump it, and then there was a huge hole. On the outside, I get too wide. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking about this is one game. I saw multiple games where he got basically was the reason they got a 50-yard run because of him, which just really drove me crazy. And the pass rush, he's got good hands. He'll move.
Strong hands.
Yeah, he's got.
That's why I like the Trey Hendrickson.
He's got some moves. Sometimes he'll shoot gaps. I just personally, it's not my cup of tea. That's what it comes down to. I wouldn't take him in the first. Take him late second.
And you're gonna get a great player in late second.
I think
that's what's gonna happen.
If you get him in the late second, I'd be happy with
it. For that reason, I think NFL coaches value some of the stuff that you're saying, and they're just flat out not gonna pick him because of those reasons. But he's gonna blossom into something really good.
I think he's right now. He's a situational pass rusher. He's not a 3-down, 2-down player. You bring him in when it's pass. That's it. Okay. Talk about Drake Jackson. That's the only guy I want to talk about after. Drake. So I didn't get it with him. I felt like there was a lack of explosion. There was a lack of strength. He kind of looks like how Cleveland Farrell looks right now. I'm sorry, one to be that guy. He's skinny. He's got long arms. He kind of looks like an edge rusher, but I just don't get what makes him so special. So maybe you can elaborate, or you don't get him either.
No,
he's a 3rd or 4th rounder for me, dude. He ain't nowhere close to sniffing the first round.
Well, he's an experienced guy. He's been starting since his freshman year. Has a quick get off. That's about it, and that's where it starts and it ends. Nothing really great about him, like you said. He's had all this time to be in college and rework his game, and it just hasn't happened. Flat out. Love SC guys, hometown guy, but He's probably going to get overdrafted.
He's not the Drake I would want out of USC.
He's a day 2 guy.
I agree
at
with
best. At best.
Rather have Drake London.
Wouldn't be surprised at all if he's a day 3 guy.
I agree with you 100%.
But if someone drafts this guy in the first round,
nuts. Seattle, here they come.
Nuts. Yeah, this is absolutely nuts. Someone's going to like his pedigree as far as the starter that he was.
He looks the part. But the just production, and I'm not a production guy. I'm saying this the production of I get pressures, I get sacks. I just don't see it from him.
Yeah.
So who are the 2 guys you want to hit? And I'll preference them while you pull up the clips if we.
Okay, the first guy, I'm doing this because I just want to mention him because I have my mistakes with Penn State guys. His name is I cannot say his last name. If you want to help me out.
Yeah, I got you.
His name is Arnold. Let me see. Hold on.
Do you want to take a stab at it, or do you want to
Arnold Empegide? I don't know, dude.
I think it's Epikide.
Epikide?
I think that's what it is. You didn't do that bad though.
I want to have him on here just because he's a Penn State guy and he's a pretty good football player. His film's pretty good. I like his film. He's probably like 7 to me. Like he just goes with the notion of this is a great edge class.
So what if he's like a bust? Is this gonna just like screw you up even more?
I know it's gonna fucking mind fuck me. But their factory, as far as like defensive players, the last couple of years.
Micah
away. They got Brisker this year, who I think is going to be a pretty good football player.
Check out our safety video for anyone who wants to see what we think of him.
I wouldn't doubt it.
They got some receivers too at Penn State, so Penn State.
I like
him. I agree with you.
I like Arnold, man.
He's solid to me. He doesn't have the ceiling that Away had coming out.
And kind of a little fun player that I want to mention. This guy out of Oklahoma. I mean, you want to talk about raw. 6'3", 240. He is just fast as shit, dude. And he has no idea what the fuck he's doing out here. Like, he doesn't know how to play football yet. Like, he just uses his athleticism. But if you want something to nurture and plant a seed, as far as your head coach likes to say,
plant the
Nick
flowers,
Sirianni, this guy can blossom into something pretty fucking cool. And, you know, it's just a player that I took a little time and watched, and I like him. He's fun.
Do you want to say his name?
Nick Bonito.
Oh, you didn't say it. That's
my bad. Nick Bonito out of Oklahoma.
He reminded me of the dude from Virginia Tech, Mari Barno, who ran the 4.36, and it's just like, so all you guys are trying to do is beat Montez Sweat in the 40 now. Like,
but the difference is like he's not straight line speed only.
No.
This guy is like, he is fucking crazy sometimes. Like the shit that he does, it's like Von Miller type of like hitting the edge.
I agree with that. Like, but these guys, it's really just like maybe they'll be a player in a couple years. Right. You're not going to take them. Right. Expect
like we said, a lot of these players, it's so big on where they go. You know, I was just talking about this with a couple of coworkers of mine. Let's say me and you were prospects. We're both edges. Okay, we're both quarterbacks. We'll go to the quarterbacks.
You got the edge, but okay.
We're both freaking good. We're Zach Wilson and Trey Lance.
I don't know one. I'm looking at your hands.
Kenny Pickett hands. Oh, anyway, look, you go to Cleveland. I go to Baltimore. Your NFL experience is going to be totally fucking different than my NFL.
Well, I got to go to Cleveland, bro. They got a quarterback now. They don't need me.
Because you got that Baker Mayfield type of attitude. Nah, I was just kidding. That was me.
We need an adult on this podcast. No, I agree. It's just when you go to a dumpster fire team or just a team that don't got their shit together. It's kind of like we were talking about with Tua. Mike McDaniel didn't draft him. He got no loyalty to this dude. So if it don't work now, your ass out the door.
Yeah. And some of these guys, they're going to go to some franchises where flat out they're not going to get utilized the way that they should.
Truthfully, though, out of this class, I think a lot of them are just going to be good football players. I think, but some of the developmental guys, that's where it really shows. Because Joey Bosa would be good anywhere. Like George Karlaftis, he'll have a role anywhere, I think. But some of the other guys, like maybe the Drake Jacksons, the freaking D'Angelo Malones of the world, they're going to just have to find that right spot and let them grow into players. Kind of like Zadarius Smith. He wasn't a big player his first couple of years, but then he popped. Yeah. Matthew Judon.
And that's the patience
of Baltimore. Yeah.
Of Baltimore. You know, Baltimore is a great franchise and they're going to help you out. Sometimes, you know, of course, you got like the Kayvon Johnsons of the world. Just too fucking talented to fail.
But think of guys like Arden Key with the Raiders. No
Right.
offense, but they were supposed to be first round picks. They fell. They didn't develop, but they kind of developed when they left into San Francisco. No shots in any organization. But it's just a reality.
It's complete facts, man. Great conversation, Max. I love it.
I love you too, man.
I love it, man.
Oh, you said love it, not me.
I love
Sorry.
it. Love it.
I love
Baker. Come on.
Nah. Dude. Let's wrap the video.
You're Baker, I'm Josh.
Whatever.
I'm just kidding.
I don't want to talk to you anymore. Just end the video.
All right. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below what you guys think. Are we stupid? Are we dumb?
Is Aidan clear cut number one?
No,
I think Aidan's gonna be the one that pissed people off.
Is Kayvon out there just gonna be a fucking bust because you had an interview with him and we didn't?
I think Kayvon's the most polarizing person in the draft.
Yeah,
especially for the
blue chipper guy for me.
I agree with you. I agree.
Yeah, but should be a great NFL draft. Should be a great edge class. We're gonna be continuing this path of scouting for you guys. Stay tuned for that. For all your draft needs, go ahead and come to the Max&JuanCast. NBA stuff, NFL stuff, all sports, bro. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. We are out. Peace.